Day 4 at Headingley, and it's time for a final Ask George. Good day.
Amazing day.
Good flipping day.
Amazing day.
And lovely weather. Background Noise asks, how confounding is the game of cricket when the key personnel in England's victory haven't played much, if any, red ball cricket in an age?
Well, maybe that was part of the benefit, hey? Maybe they were fresh. The freshest player of the Australian side was their best player too. So, I think one of the issues with this series is it's too condensed, and that freshness may have been a real benefit actually to England.
Mm-hmm. And they've got 9 days off now?
Yeah.
Off-ish.
Yeah.
Yeah, lovely. Rich says, so catches don't win matches?
Well, I think they probably do. I mean, there were lots of good catches taken, but yeah, you're right. England made life quite a lot more difficult for them than it might have been had they taken all their catches. And that's been the case all summer. We know that. And that's, now at least they've got an opportunity to reassess and train. And, they're still in the series, aren't they? But you don't want to be dropping as many catches as they have been, clearly.
Mm-hmm. It made everything a lot more tense than it needed to be.
Yeah.
Ron Martin asks a very important question. Has George Dobell's man crush on Chris Woakes got even more serious?
Well, it hasn't got any less, has it? I mean, he is a terrific cricketer, isn't he?
Yeah.
He's had a great game.
Top bloke.
Yeah, the thing I like about him, I think I may have said before, is it's very sunny. He hasn't changed. He's never changed from I don't know how old he was the first time he played, 16 or something. And he's, won 2 World Cups and Ashes series, had all those amazing experiences at Lords. He's just the same, very well brought up, nice fella.
Nice bloke. Matt asks, does Moeen stay at number 3 going forward?
I don't think so, no. I think that was very much a one-off. Mm-hmm. I mean, they're saying that he asked to do it, but, it suggests Harry Brook didn't want to do it. They've got some thinking to do about that position. I'll say again, I'd put Stokes there.
Rob Smith asks, does the fluctuating nature of the matches mean that both teams are very good at getting themselves out of a hole, or that both teams lack a killer instinct?
Good question. I think it actually says more about England. I think Australia are perhaps the more consistent side, and it tells you as well about playing a fun sort of style of cricket, that they're playing very aggressive cricket. It's fluctuating this whole series. Brilliant. It's so entertaining, isn't it?
Yeah, you've just never been able to put your finger on who's going to win at all. It's been like, someone said in the press conference earlier, it's been like 15-minute bits of one person's ahead.
Well, that's what we said yesterday. Every session you think, oh, this is a huge session, but every half session, as you suggest. So it's been brilliant. There were several times in the match that England were down and out. Several times today when it looks as if they're going to win easily, and then Australia probably should have won for an hour or so. So brilliant. And I'll say again, if more of it were on free to air, I don't think cricket's got any problems at all. If you show this stuff, people will fall in love with it.
Well, look at 05. Biggest example ever.
This is very like 05, I think. Increasingly like 05, isn't it? Mm-hmm. 2 fun, good sides really swinging at each other.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Sushant says, how wrong was it to not select a player whose name ends in Oakes until now?
Well, they have picked Stokes, to be fair.
Yeah, but they've gone with an O-A-K-E-S.
Does it suggest that the more Oakes, the better? I can think of one more they could add to it. I don't think they're going to, but I think they should.
Will Cooling says, which do you think Jonny Bairstow regrets doing more before his Test debut? Punching that black cap, walking under several ladders, or breaking that mirror? Sadly so typical of his Test career for him to boss last summer, then for it all to be ruined by injury and change of position.
Oh, it's not all ruined yet, is it?
So what's not?
Yeah, we're only a couple of tests away from him playing a very good innings at Edgbaston. He's struggling with the gloves, so I wonder if that's feeding into some of the stuff he's doing with the bat.
Yeah,
he's
whether
trying
it feels
too
like
hard.
he needs to overcompensate for drops and for misses.
But yeah, he hasn't played that much cricket. That is the point I think you're making, coming back into this series. And, he doesn't look as if he's quite there with gloves or bat. I think he's a fantastic cricketer, and I'd stick with him. But I'd stick with him with the bat only.
Yeah. Frank Morris asks, is it fair to say there was some fear that Brook's start to Test cricket was a flash in the pan against modest bowlers? And has this not allayed those fears?
You don't get many modest bowlers, in Test cricket, do you?
I suppose the question could be posing like not big, fast, imposing characters like Cummins, Stark, Hazelwood.
I don't know.
Got 70 odd today.
Yeah, he played very well today. I suppose there was a bit of a concern there. I think it's pretty obvious that he's good. He has a very simple, good technique. He clearly has a good eye for the ball. There's a lot to like. I don't think anyone was seriously suggesting he was being left out, were they? He will have fluctuations. He was, he had a crazily good start to his Test career. And I don't think I've ever seen a Test attack that wasn't pretty good. So, certainly New Zealand bowlers very, very good. He did very well today. There's a lot more to come.
Yeah. Jack Rawle asks a question that I very much agree with because my heart rate was going through the roof in that press box. Can we just have a nice, calm, sensible Test match at some point soon, please? Not sure my heart can take much more of this.
No.
Me too.
Why on earth would we want that? That's brilliant, isn't it? Isn't it incredibly good fun? I felt really lucky to be here.
Yeah, it's incredible. It was it was on a knife edge the whole way through, even when England needed single-figure runs. It was still so tense. I think that's what you want, is the excitement of it.
Definitely. I mean, I think it's worth saying again what would have happened if England had lost today. I think it would have been a real hollow feeling. I mean, it obviously would have been great for Australia in the short term. But I do think the bottom would have fallen out of the summer a little bit in cricket terms. Mm-hmm. So I think it's so important for the game that the momentum and the interest in the series continues into Manchester and hopefully even beyond that. Yeah. I just think it would have been, where are we? We're not even in mid-July. And I think it would have felt like a real punch to the stomach, Mm-hmm. And that's the downside of the scheduling right now. Obviously, the Women's Ashes is, it's building quite nicely as well, but that could end suddenly.
Yeah. Both England men and women have to win, or since before their last two matches, have to win everything to be in with a chance.
Yeah, so it could yet end up being an incredible summer of comebacks. And the way both sides are playing, who have bet against it?
Mm-hmm. Excuse me. A asks, will England change a winning team? What to do with Anderson? Will he get the send-off his career deserves with the Ashes now firmly alive?
I'm told. I believe he's been told he's playing in Manchester,
which makes sense.
So I presume he just comes in for Robinson. And just when you talk about the send-off, if Robinson was his age and he'd had those games, it's over, yeah? But Robinson's 29 or whatever he is, and it's clearly not over. So let's just be a little bit cautious in writing him off. Yeah, his incredible career. He's very good. He played at a couple of real flat wickets, a couple of drop chances. Don't go writing Jimmy Anderson off just yet. Yeah, from experience, from someone who did it 10 years ago.
Scott Wellstead asks, on a scale of none to -40, how much faith does Cummins have in Todd Murphy?
I think that was just conditions.
Yeah, I think they really wanted to give him a good outing.
Yeah.
But it just happened under the circumstances. They needed to do different things.
They did have a couple of, real good seamers, didn't they? And look, I think he's a good bowler, and he's going to bowl more. Moen didn't get a lot of assistance here. That Moen spell's going to get forgotten in the midst of time. But for him to bowl 17 overs straight, 2 for 34, was massive. Because if Australia had been able to get after him, I don't know what England would have done because they didn't have any seamers left. So that was a huge spell. But Tom Murphy, there was nothing to help him out there. And I think, I wouldn't read anything into that. I think he's a very good cricketer with a very good future.
Yeah. And Rhiannon asks, what can we expect from Old Trafford next 2 weeks?
Lord knows, but every day of the series has been entertaining. Even yesterday, when it rained for hours and we had no right to expect any play, it turned out to be thrilling. So I don't know, I'm looking forward to it. Aren't you? What's going to happen? I have no idea.
Not a clue.
That's the top level analysis.
Absolutely baffled. Who's going to win? No idea.
No idea.
It'll be good.
We need to get out of these fellas' way. I'm so sorry. Thank you. Join us next time, eh?